First of all,
Councillors, please control yourself up there on that bench. Continue.
Good day, Speaker. First of all, I wish to congratulate the Water and Sanitation Directorate on their third term spending performance. But today I speak as a voice for the Hout Bay residents, where the city's failure to act is poisoning their community and our oceans. Last Thursday, the 24th of July, I visited the Hout Bay Sports Complex. What I saw was disgraceful. Raw sewage overflowing from a manhole in the parking lot, and days earlier sewage gushed across the basketball court where children played amidst feces and toilet paper. This is not a once-off occurrence. This is a crisis born of neglect. The city's sewer network is woefully under capacity. The city blames Imizamo Yetu settlement, yet only half the sewage flooding our oceans comes from IY. And the rest? It's from every home on the reticulation network, pumped via the marine outfall pipeline straight into the coastal waters. Residents in the unserviced areas of IY are forced to dispose of sewage into stormwater systems fouling the Disa River. The city claims the pipeline's dispersion zone is 500 meters. This is untrue. In a recent paper published in a journal Environments, research by Professor Leslie Petrick and co-authors shows mussels 5 kilometers away contaminated with pharmaceuticals. Mussels, a key indicator, prove the city is killing our marine biota. Hout Bay residents pay for sewage reticulation and treatment, but what do they get? Raw sewage pumped into the ocean with no limits, thanks to the Minister of Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment scrapping regulations. This is environmental devastation and the city is complicit.
Thank you,
the solutions are clear. Replace the outdated sewage pipelines.
Thanks, Madam Speaker. Councillor Bodin, I think, simply acknowledge the success of... Thanks, Madam Speaker. Councillor Bodin, I think, simply acknowledge the success of the Directorate, making no further comment in terms of the content of the report itself, but specifically on some of the points that is made linked to Hout Bay. Now, the Hout Bay, these basketball courts in Hout Bay that unfortunately did suffer from some sewer overflows as a result of infrastructure on the sports ground itself, but has since been resolved quite quickly because Recreation and Parks and sewer team were able to work together to resolve that issue. The councillor also says that Imizamo Yetu is forced to dispose of the sewer into the stormwater system, and it will only come from a councillor who's probably never been to Imizamo Yetu himself, but looks at it from a hill across the valley. And I say that because I've actually spent time in Imizamo Yetu with the teams. I know for a fact that there are sanitation for the community members in that community. It is true that the community is highly dense, that there is pollution going into the stormwater system. But what he also fails to mention is the fact that the operational team, together with the Catchment Management Forum, our Catchment Stormwater River Management Team, reticulation officials, are in the process of putting together a plan to tackle the overflow leading into the Disa River, on top of what has already been done in terms of infrastructure investment in that area. Councillor Bodin is very good at standing in front of a camera, TikTok, social media, whatever, visiting police stations, opening up insignificant court cases against officials that have worked extremely hard to tackle some very stubborn and difficult issues. But the fact is, because he also attends the Permit Advisory Forum, and he knows for a fact that the scientists that he's naming here have also been invited to. It's an open invitation. Anybody can attend. They choose not to. So this councillor now presents stats and statistics and information in a way that seems to contradict what our scientists are saying. Eddie and I, or Alderman Andrews and I, have always been open to engagement, and Eddie, Deputy Mayor, apologies, his team will ensure that we have the engagements with these scientists. Madam Speaker, is that when we sit in this room for the Permit Advisory Forum, our scientists are saying that the marine outfalls are doing what they've been designed to do. Yes, we are R1 million to further enhance the processes at the marine outfalls, and I want Councillor to pay attention in these meetings and then not go onto social media and act like a fool, not knowing the facts that have been presented to him quite willingly. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.